Medellin has its benefits and its drawbacks.
Today we cover the 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Medellin.
Let's go to pro number 1. That is the rainfall. Now, Medellin has pretty heavy rainfall during certain months. The area here is 60.
So when comparing it to Pereira at 90 inches per year and Quibdó at 320, it's actually not that rainy of a city.
That's a huge pro. I'm always on my motorcycle, so having the ability to be able to go outside and to not have to worry about being rained on all day long when I'm driving, or even when I just want to do hikes and spend time in nature, that's a really big positive. Now, pro number 2, Medellin is a very big city. There are tons of options of places to stay. If you're looking for an expat community that's not in this poblado zone, you're going to be able to find that in Medellin. I mean, there's places like Laureles, probably Envigado, and other places that aren't nearly as expensive. Variety in terms of not only food, when it comes to international food, and I just mentioned the cost accommodation options. There's transport. Now, this city is the only city in Colombia with a metro. The metro is fantastic. It's a really nice and clean one. Pro number 3 of living in Medellin is going to be the large international airport in Rio Negro. It's not actually in Medellin. However, there are buses that go out to this airport and they take about 30 minutes. It's 15,000 pesos. It's like $3 or $4. It's very cheap, very fast. It's very convenient. There are many international flights leaving from this Rio Negro International Airport. I think it's called Jose Maria. A lot of them go direct flights to Florida, for example. There are direct flights all over the United States and to Mexico and to other parts of South America. Pro number 4 is going to be the expat and foreigner population. There are a lot of foreigners living here. It is a growing city. There is a lot of investment coming into the city, whether it be private investment or even public investment. The amount of tourism is really picking up. Not only the tourist population is really expanding and picking up, but the amount of foreigners definitely are here. Another video I just made about the 3 types of expats that benefit most living in Medellin.
I have met many people that decided to make Medellin the first city that they got to know in Latin America.
I suggest that people go to places maybe nearby home. For example, Mexico is a fantastic first step for people that have never been to Latin America. I mean, Medellin is kind of like that as well in terms of the rest of Colombia. Having this big expat population, foreign population, will help you if you are a person that is coming here to learn Spanish. You don't know much about the culture. You don't know much about the city itself. You have never been outside of the country. Pro number 5 is going to be the nature and the urban environment. Right here, we see like a bamboo forest, and there's a river that's this bamboo forest is surrounding that is coming up from the top of the mountains on the east side of Medellin. It's a fantastic way to incorporate nature within a bustling, urban, sprawling type of city. The buses as well are run off of 100% renewable electricity. There are many things that the city is doing to try and keep the green image up, besides just having everything built around the plants of the original jungle that was here in the first place. I absolutely love that. I'd like to say thank you so much for watching my videos, and if you want to show support for my channel, please hit that like and subscribe like always. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can buy me a coffee, you can support me on Patreon, and you can also join my channel as a member. That goes to me and really helps me provide all the things that I need in order to make these high quality videos for you guys here in Latin America. Let's get back to the video. Con number 1 is going to be the pollution and air quality. If you live in a valley with tons of really steep slopes that are coming in on both sides, it's going to trap in any type of pollution, any type of smog that is produced. Tons of cars, tons of buses. That just makes a lot of really poor quality of air beyond what actually is produced in the city, which is a lot of factories. There's factories for coffee, there's factories, textile factories. There's a big variety of things that contribute to this low quality of air. Therefore, Medellin, in terms of quality of air, is quite bad. One of my friends actually just left. He just said that was one of the main reasons why he left. Con number 2 of living in Medellin is actually going to be the cost. Now, for anyone coming from outside of Colombia, the cost of living in this country is going to be very low. It's a low-cost country for many people. But if you are comparing it to other cities within the actual country, if you're comparing it to Pereira, you're comparing it to smaller cities, it's actually going to be quite a bit more expensive. And specifically where we are now, this is Poblado, and specific parts of Poblado, Provenza, and near Parque Lleras, going towards the hills, that's going to be the most expensive part pretty much of the city. Therefore, if you're trying to spend the lowest amount of money, if you want the biggest bang for your buck, Medellin is actually not going to be one of your best spots in the country. It's going to be one of the worst. Con number 3 of living in Medellin is going to actually be something that is very relative, so it's kind of subjective. If you're looking at finding a place that has a very low-key, very slow-paced lifestyle, Medellin is not going to be the place for you. It's a very big, bustling metropolis of 5 to 6 million people in the entire area. It is a place that has nightlife, it has noise, it has tons of people, excessive amounts of energy, that people that are looking for a chilled place to retire, to relax, maybe to be surrounded by tons of nature. Despite this being a very green city, this could be a bit too fast-paced and a bit too loud and noisy. Con number 4 of living in Medellin is the amount of tourists that are here. It, of course, is subjective, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a place that has lots of tourists to enjoy your time off, to go party or to go have crazy nightlives here, this is the place to do it. However, if you're living here long term, I think typically being surrounded by a very, very large number of tourists is not what I specifically like, and I think most people don't. Therefore, that's going to be con number 4. If you are surrounded by people that are just constantly in flux, for me, that's a negative. Medellin is particularly a little bit worse than a lot of other cities in Colombia for one specific thing, and that is not only the petty crime, but also the amount of the type of marijuana or type of drugs that you'll see just openly in public. Literally in all parts of Medellin, there are people just smoking blunts and smoking marijuana, and that's just part of the reality here. If you're really trying to avoid this type of setting, Medellin has a bit more than I've seen in other cities. I mean, I see it in every city. It's a very common thing in the entire country. However, Medellin is kind of a very popular place for that. It might be due to maybe the cultural aspects of it being a reggaetonero culture with the reggaeton kind of pop music and having that type of scene here. If you're enjoying all the content I am producing, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Tell me what cities you want to see perhaps in the future. Always looking for suggestions of different cities as I travel through South America, living and driving through alone on my motorcycle.